Welcome to this edition of Leading Experts. I'm Dr. Jeff Hawkins. Today we're going to be discussing how to become a business development consultant by interviewing one of the world's leading experts. If you want to learn proven strategies that will show you step by step how to get into this exciting and very lucrative field, then you better stay tuned. This show is going to blow you away.
Welcome to this edition of Leading Experts. Leading Experts is informative and exciting. Leading Experts interviews authors, speakers, and entrepreneurs in all areas of business, so you become a much more informed consumer. Now, here's the host of Leading Experts, Dr. Jeff Hawkins.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Dr. Jeff Hawkins, and you're watching Leading Experts. I'm very fortunate to have with me today Martin Howie, who is an internationally known business development consultant who teaches other people how to become their own business consultant. Martin has an incredibly vast range of experience and has become a legend in the business consulting field. Martin has trained thousands of people just like you to become extremely successful business consultants with his live training programs. We asked Martin to be a guest on our show today to share with you how you can get into this exciting field. Martin, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jeff. It's nice to be here with you today.
I appreciate you taking some time on your busy schedule to come on and explain to people watching all about this new field, because it's kind of exciting. I'm excited to have you on and have you answer some of these questions. So first of all, for the people watching, why don't you tell them about Martin Howie, who you are, and how you have the experience to teach other people how to do what you do.
Well, Jeff, thank you for asking. When it comes to investing in any kind of a franchise, a licensing opportunity, or a biz op of any kind, it's very important to find out who the person is that's going to be teaching you. It's very important to find out what their credentials are and their credibility and their integrity. Now, in my case, I've been doing this for about 40 years. Some of my clients include some of the largest corporations in the world. You'll recognize names like Mobil Oil, Kellogg's, General Mills, Black & Decker, AT&T, Sheraton Hotels, and Marriott Hotels, just to name a few. And I've worked with thousands of businesses of all sizes and types in nearly every industry, profession, and business niche. And I've trained hundreds of individuals around the world to do exactly what I do, to use the systems that we use to help create six-figure incomes in a very short period of time. Now, I don't expect you to believe what I say, so what I've done is I've put together a book right here, 141 tested secrets to creating a seven-figure business. This book is full of testimonials of consultants and clients and business owners that have used our systems to help grow their businesses. Now, I find that when you put things in print, it gives it more credibility, because if it's in print, it's out there for everybody to see. So it has to be true. So it isn't what I say that I've been able to do, it's what other people say that we've been able to do to help them create these kinds of successes in their lives and their businesses.
Okay, so now tell people watching, what's the difference between a marketing consultant, a business development consultant, and a coach? I mean, some people tend to interchange a lot of that, so give us kind of a real clarity on what the differences are.
Well, there is a difference, and let's start with coach to begin with. Generally, coaches work with individuals to help them find out who they are, where they are now, where they want to go, and then help them get there as individuals. Get a focus in their life.
Okay.
Marketing consultants work as, just as the name implies, helping businesses market their businesses more effectively. A lot of times it has to do with advertising or radio or television or publicity, getting the message out in front of a company, or out in front of the target market, rather. Now, in our case, we work as business development consultants, and that means that we can work with marketing if that's what a business needs. We can work with employee situations. We can work with inventory control. We can work with helping them negotiate better deals with their vendors, whatever it takes to develop their business. We're business development consultants. So we look at the whole array of business situations and work on the ones that they need help with.
Now, why do businesses need you, Martin? Why can't they do this on their own and just decide to become a business development consultant or a coach and teach other people to be successful?
Well, business owners can do this on their own. It comes down to just a handful of things. Most of them don't have the time, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the expertise, and they don't have the tools. Let me explain what I mean. So many business owners are tied up doing the day-to-day operations of their business, working in the business and not working on the business. So they don't have time to do these kinds of things. They don't have the knowledge. They don't know what it is that needs to be done, and they don't have the expertise. They don't know how to do it. And finally, they don't have the tools that it takes to to make their businesses run properly. They've never been trained in those areas. It's not really their fault. They just haven't been trained in those areas. Now, let me give you an example. If a business owner spends 20% of his time working on his business and 80% of time working in his business, that's not a good balance.
Right.
But let's suppose that he spent 10% less time working in his business. Now that goes from 80% down to 70%. He probably isn't going to be missed if he just loses that 10%. That might be able to be absorbed by other employees or
Right.
somebody else doing that work. But now let's take that 10% that we take out of the working in the business and put that in working on the business.
Right.
Now we've gone from 20% of our time, effort, and resources in working on the business to 30%. Yes, we've added 10% to it, but in effect that's a 50% increase.
Okay.
Now think what would happen in your business if you were able to increase the amount of time, effort, and energy and resources that you spent working on your business, and you had the right knowledge, the right expertise, and the right tools. Your results would skyrocket.
Right. So that's one of the things, the main things you do then. You kind of teach people how to focus more on working on their business instead of in it, so it increases the productivity of the whole organization.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so now what would be some ideal target markets then for somebody who's maybe thinking about doing this?
Well, our consultants work with a variety of businesses. Now, some of them, because they have prior experience in certain industries, like to work within those industries.
Okay.
And so we have some people, in fact, one of our consultants works in the debt management field. And that's what his prior experience was. Now, he has taken that, and that's what he specializes in now. He uses the debt management service that he offers to get in the front door, and then he offers our consulting services on the back end.
Okay.
Now we have other people who work with chiropractors. We have other people who work with dentists or with accountants. But and we have some consultants who work with just a variety of businesses.
Okay.
So they like the opportunity to work with different kinds of businesses. So the ideal target market is somebody really who has a business that has a need, whose owner recognizes they have a need, and they have a desire to fix that or to change that situation. Some business owners, all businesses have problems, Jeff, and you know that. They have areas that they can improve in. But sometimes the business owners don't recognize they have a problem until
Right.
somebody points it out to them, or until it's 2 years later and they find themselves going out of business and they say, gee, if I would have just known that, I could have fixed it. Some businesses have problems. The business owners recognize they have those problems, but they're comfortable where they are. They don't want to change them. We're really looking for businesses who have problems, whose owners recognize they have a problem and say, I need to fix this for one reason or another.
Okay. So now what kind of demand is there now, Martin, for people who want a business development consultant right now? Is there a lot of demand, or is this something that it's kind of hard to find clients for?
Well, there's about 25 million small and medium-sized businesses in the U.S. alone. And we're not talking globally. We're talking here in the U.S.
Okay.
And every one of them has a challenge. Competition is getting stronger, keener, more cutthroat. We're finding there's very little differentiation in products or services from one business to another, and the customers or the clients they're dealing with are becoming more sophisticated and more educated than they've ever been before. You can go online and you can find out all about the product or service that you want. You can find out what the prices are, and before you ever hit the store or the place of business that you're going to buy that from, you know all about it. In fact, you may know more about it than a salesman who will be selling it to you.
Okay.
So the market is wide open for business development consultants.
Okay, now, so once somebody gets a client then, what are some of the services they're going to provide for this client?
Well, there's a number of things that they can do. First of all, what we want to do is find out where the areas of concern are in that business.
Okay.
What is it that business is experiencing right now that needs to be improved? What we're really looking for is how can we add the greatest amount of profits to the bottom line of that business in the shortest amount of time, for the least amount of human effort and the lowest amount of financial capital. In other words, how can we quickly and easily and cost effectively increase the bottom line of that business? Now, it may be that we need to work on the marketing because they might not have enough customers coming in. It may be that they have enough customers, but they're not maximizing each transaction, getting more money out of each client. It may mean that they have some employee problems that we need to work on. So there's a number of things that we look at within the business that we can work on.
And now, why should a business owner want the services? Say I decide to do this, with you. Why would a business owner want to use my services to help them out?
Well, there's a number of things that happen here. If you continue to do what you're doing now, you're going to continue to get the results that you're getting.
Right.
So a business owner can continue doing what they're doing. They have four choices, really. Doing what they're doing now, try to do it themselves, in which case they've already been doing that and it's not working for them.
Right.
Or they can hire somebody else. They can hire a marketing consultant who will work on the marketing. They can hire a coach that will help them. But there aren't very many other businesses out there who do what we do, and that is work on the entire business. So they can do what they're doing. They can try to do it themselves. They can try to find somebody else, or they can hire a proven and established system that guarantees to get results time and time again.
Well, again, what you're saying just makes perfect sense too, Martin, because again, everyone wants to grow their business. But like you said, a lot of people don't have the know-how or the training or experience, so they just start throwing darts at a dartboard, hoping they're going to hit something and eventually get successful, instead of getting some of the strategies that you're obviously teaching that can show them the step-by-step and help them in all areas. So it sounds like a great program. So we have to take our first break right now, so sit tight. When we come back, we'll keep talking about this, okay?
Okay.
Now, if you're ready to become a business consultant and experience the freedom and increased income of this exciting field, then you need to contact Martin Howie right now. Martin has taught thousands of people just like you to take control of their business life by becoming a business consultant. You can contact Martin by calling the number at the bottom of the screen or by going to his website at www.toplinebusinesssolutions.com. We come back from our first break. Martin will continue to talk about some of the incredible advantages of this fun business. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. We're watching Leading Experts, and today I have with me Martin Howie. Now, as we went through our first break, we actually have the first trivia question, which is, what are some of the ways that I can make money as a business development consultant? So, Martin, why don't you go ahead and answer that question for us?
Be glad to. There are a number of ways that our consultants make money. First of all, they do individual consulting.
Okay.
And there's a couple of things that you can do with that, Jeff. You can work with somebody on a project basis. In other words, they give you a project to work on. You work on that project, and when you're finished, that's it. Now, we don't really recommend that, only in extreme situations or unusual situations, because once you finish that project, you're really unemployed. And the second way, Jeff, is they can work on a monthly retainer. Well, they just get paid monthly for what they do.
Okay.
Now, the problem with that is that puts you in the position of an employee,
right,
which is not necessarily a good thing.
Okay.
The third way that they can earn money is to work on a contingency basis or a performance fee based on the amount of revenue they generate for the company.
Okay.
And that's good, but it still isn't the optimum way. Now, the way we recommend is that a person gets a monthly retainer to cover their expenses and then takes a percentage of the gross revenues they generate.
Okay.
Now, there are other ways that they can generate additional income as well. They can sell products, and we have products that they can sell. They can do joint ventures with them and get involved in their business. They can take a piece of the action. They can be put on the board of directors, or they can even license the program. Now, we have one consultant who's put together a program that he's developed for a particular industry, and he's licensing that out for some other businesses within that industry. So there are a variety of ways a person can make money in the consulting business.
Okay, I mean, that whole thing you just mentioned there about taking a percentage of the growth, with the monthly retainer to kind of cover expenses, that's got to be very appealing to businesses. Because I know I own businesses, and if someone's got the confidence to come in and say, okay, Jeff, I'll pay you, I'll pay us a little bit to kind of cover my expenses, but I'm only going to make money when you make extra money on my recommendation. That's very appealing to me. So that's got to be a great competitive advantage for the consultants that go in and market to businesses, I would imagine.
Oh, absolutely. When business owners see you do that, it only gives them confidence that you know what you're doing, but you're only going to get paid if they get paid. And boy, I'll tell you, when they see that, they jump all over that kind of thing.
They must. Now, what does your training specifically consist of, Martin? So how long does it take? What does it consist of? Kind of let people know watching right now.
Well, we do anywhere from a 2 to a 5-day training program, depending on what program they're involved with. And when you come through training, Jeff, you get 9 manuals just like this. This is one of them, thick manuals, about 2,500 pages in print. You also get CDs and DVDs that explain our entire training process. We take you through, right from the very beginning, on how to identify a target market. Who are your ideal target clients? And then how to get in front of them and make a compelling presentation that makes it almost impossible for them to refuse. In fact, the presentation that we teach you how to use, if you make that presentation 4 times, between 2 and 3 people that hear that will buy your services.
Wow.
That's how good it is. Very compelling. We use PowerPoint, we use Excel spreadsheets, and we show them exactly what we can do in their business.
Okay.
based on the numbers that they give us from their business. So in other words, if you give us certain numbers in your business, we can put them in this Excel spreadsheet and do a projection and show you what kind of results that we can get for you. Very compelling. And from there, then, we teach you how to get in and uncover the needs of that particular business. Now, we use a 40-page confidential business audit where we go through every step of that business and find out where the problems are. Many times, problems that business owner doesn't even know exist. So we really get right down into that business and find out challenges that they're having. Again, our goal is to find out how can we put the greatest amount of profits to that bottom line in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of effort and the shortest amount of capital. And then once we do that, then we start to install systems. Now, we don't do the work. We teach the business owners how to use the resources they have to put these systems into place in their business. And then we have a monitoring and measuring systems that we follow up with to make sure the business, the things that we're putting together in that business are working. In other words, we want to inspect what we expect, make sure that it's working for them. And then finally, Jeff, we teach them how to generate referrals out of that business, so that we can, after a while, throw the marketing system away. We don't need that. You get 3 or 4 clients, you shouldn't have to go back to the marketing system at all. Now, we teach you 25 proprietary methods on how to get clients. Unusual things, how to position yourself in front of these businesses so they want to do business with you. Now, in any situation, you have two parties in any selling situation. You have one with a need and one with a solution. Whoever has a solution controls the situation. So if I were to approach you and to say, Jeff, let me help you with your business. I'll show you how I can double, triple, maybe quadruple your business in the next 60 to 90 days. What do you say? Can we get together? I have a need. I want a client. You have the solution. You can let me in or not. You're in control of that situation. Let's flip that around, and let's say you come to me and say, Martin, I've heard about you, I've seen you, I've read about you, somebody's told me about you. You have something that I think can help our business. When can we get together? All of a sudden, you have the need, and I have the solution. And I can say, Jeff, let's get on this right away, or I can say, you know, my calendar's a little bit full right now. Let's see if we can work you in. All of a sudden, I'm in control. That's what we teach you how to do. Now, I mentioned referrals. We don't do referrals at the end of the selling cycle or at the end or after we've done work. We put the referrals in at the very beginning, and we make that a part of doing business with us. So in other words, part of the way we get paid is based on your referrals. Now, let me talk about referrals just for a minute because this is critical. Most business owners are out there trying to get referrals, and they'll use a script something like, if you know anybody that can benefit from the things that we do, would you let us know? So ineffective. You got to realize there are 3 things. There's word of mouth. Those are 2 people talking at a party, and one doesn't like their insurance agent, and the other one says, well, go by and see mine. That's word of mouth. A referral is just what I said. Do you know anybody who can use our services? We're looking for introductions. An introduction is where you bring me along with your friend who has another business, and we go to lunch. And you say to me, you know, Jerry, the reason we're here today is because I wanted to introduce you to the guy who helped me build my business and bring it to where it is today. You know the struggles that I've been through in my business, and you and I have talked about it before, and you've watched where my business has come to. Now, I want to introduce you to the person who has helped me do that, because you and I have talked about your business. That's powerful. And I think you might be able to benefit from that as well. So we're looking for introductions. We teach you how to build those introductions into the first part of the presentation as a condition of doing business with us. Very powerful. So later on, when we come back to call that on that introduction, we're going to get something from you.
That's excellent. So I got 2 things out of what you just said. The first thing is you need to give the new business that comprehensive questionnaire. That, to me, if someone gives me that kind of shows me you're going to customize the solution based on what I need, where my weaknesses are. It's not going to be some cookie cutter thing. And then the whole referral strategy, that is something that's powerful too, because I know the power of eventually getting referrals and not having to spend money on the marketing. So that's a kind of a 2-edged sword there you have, which I think is very powerful. That's great, Martin. So I know they can get more information by going to your website that's been on the bottom of the screen too. So okay, let's take our next break. We come back, we'll keep talking about this, so sit tight.
Thank you.
Okay, now if you're ready to become a business consultant and experience the freedom and increased income of this exciting field, then you need to contact Martin Howie right now. Martin has taught thousands of people just like you to take control of their business life by becoming a business consultant. You can contact Martin by calling the number at the bottom of the screen or by going to his website at www.toplinebusinesssolutions.com. When we come back from our next break, Martin will continue to talk about some of the specific steps you need to take to enter this phenomenal new business. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. You're watching Leading Experts. I have with me today Martin Howie. We're talking all about how to become a business development consultant. Now, Martin, as we went to the last break, we had the next trivia question, which was, how fast can somebody, who, like a new consultant who has no clients, no testimonials, no business, kind of get up and running?
Well, what we do, Jeff, is we ask a new client, a new consultant rather, to come to training with a client, already with a client. Not physically, of course, but we'll give you some information to ask a client and bring that with you so that you have a client when you come. And we'll help you get that client. We'll show you exactly how to get a client. When you come, we're going to use that client as a case study. So as you go through the training, you're going to be able to apply what you're learning to that client's business. So when you go back home, you've got systems to install in that client's business right away. So you should have money coming in within the first 2 weeks. So it's not unusual for our consultants to be in the six-figure income range in the first 90 days.
Okay, so now wrapping it up, Martin, because we're running out of time, what are the keys to people's success becoming a business development consultant?
Really 4 things, Jeff. First of all, define your goals. We'll help you do that. Secondly, develop a plan on how to get there. We'll help you with that. Third, laser focus. Don't get distracted by anything else. And fourth, produce results for your clients. We show you exactly how to do those things. And if you do those things, you follow the system, you cannot fail.
Okay, so this sounds phenomenal, Martin. It really does. Sound like you've got all the tools and the systems in place for somebody who wants to get into this business to just hit the ground running, and you've got all the plans and everything. So, I mean, it really doesn't sound like to me there's any holes in your system. So I can't see why somebody watching this who's got any interest in becoming a business development consultant wouldn't want to choose you to do this because, again, your reputation speaks for itself. So, Martin, I really want to thank you for coming on the show today. We got to kind of leave right now. So we come on again in the future and talk more about this.
Would be happy to, Jeff.
Appreciate it, Martin. I think you've given us some great information, some great tools. So, again, people watching need to take advantage of this. So thanks, Martin.
Thanks very much.
It.
Okay.
As you can see, becoming a business development consultant is not only very lucrative, but also fun and easy to get into. I encourage you to contact Martin by calling the number at the bottom of the screen or by going to his website at www.toplinebusinesssolutions.com. Martin has helped thousands of people just like you get into this exciting new business. Whenever you start a new business, it is critical to have a qualified coach who can teach you the exact steps you need to take in order to become a success fast. Martin has more experience than anyone I've ever seen at teaching you to be extremely successful as a business development consultant. What are you waiting for? Contact Martin now. One of the most common traits among successful people is that they take action fast once they see a great opportunity. This business can make your life fun and exciting, but you have to take the first step. Contact Martin now. I want to thank you for watching this edition of Leading Experts. Have a great day.